Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Sanjivani Paranteral Limited Q2 FY26 earnings conference call. From the Sanjivani management, we have with us Mr. Ashwani Khemka, Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Srivardan Khemka, Executive Director, and Mr. Pritesh Jain, Chief Financial Officer. We will begin with management commentary, after which we will open the floor for questions. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Srivardan Khemka. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Khemka.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to all of you to the Q2 FY26 post-results earning conference call of Sanjivani Paranteral Limited. Before I begin, let me mention the standard disclaimer. Presentation that we have uploaded on the stock exchange, including interaction in this call, contains or may contain certain forward-looking statements concerning our business prospects and profitability, which are subject to uncertainties, and the actual results could differ from those in such forward-looking statements. Let me start with a brief overview of the company. Sanjivani is a WHO GMP certified pharmaceutical company with over 2.5 decades of experience, specializing in manufacturing of injectable oral solids. The company has established itself as a leader in the industry. The company's primary focus lies in life-saving drugs, and we export our products to over 25 countries. We are headquartered in Mumbai with a WHO GMP certified manufacturing facility in Navi Mumbai and Dehradun. We cater to major therapeutic areas including central nervous system, cardiovascular, antibiotic, gastroenterology, anti-diabetic, anti-allergic, supported by a strong R&D. We categorize our business into three verticals. Base business, which is Sanjivani Paranteral Limited. This is the ongoing business which focuses on formulation sales and export markets. And in the Indian market, we are primarily a CDMO player, though we have nominal presence in the domestic formulation as well. Second vertical is SPL Infusion. This venture is manufacturing of IV products, and here we hold 60% equity. And the third is Alivia Healthcare, which is nutraceutical venture in Europe, where we hold 45% equity. This will aid us in the consolidated bottom line. Let me begin with a macro backdrop, which played an important role in shaping Q2 performance. Macro factor related uncertainties were much lower during Q2 FY26. On freight cost front, the volatility is the new normal, though the intensity has reduced. On pharmaceutical sectoral front, as per IQVIA latest report, demand outlook for generic and branded generic is likely to remain strong across geographies. Major drivers include loss of exclusivity, high substitution rates in mature markets, healthcare cost containment policies worldwide. Emerging markets are expected to deliver the highest incremental growth, supported by rising per capita income, sustained economic expansion, expanding insurance coverage, broader healthcare access, and rapid growth in chronic disease prevalence. Structural factors such as aging population, increased diagnostic rates, and accelerating urbanization further reinforce medium-term demand momentum for affordable generics. Overall, IQVIA expects generic, branded generic to remain a critical and growing component of global medicine consumption, underpinned by affordability pressure in developed markets and sustained access-led volume expansion in emerging markets. Companies are increasingly focusing on their core strength and choosing well-defined niches rather than trying to compete across every segment. As a result, the competitive landscape is becoming more rational, creating a favorable environment for companies like ours. With peers prioritizing narrower strategic areas, the market now offers clearer space and opportunity for all players. In Latin American market, we have observed quality-related concerns arising from manufacturers, which has led to heightened scrutiny of supplies in the market. While this environment ultimately benefits quality-driven companies like us, it may temporarily delay new product approvals and increase compliance-related requirements, thereby moderating near-term growth. That said, we remain highly optimistic about the long-term prospect of the Latin American market. Given our strong technical expertise and proven quality track record, we believe these developments will strengthen our positioning and support sustainable growth over time. On the company performance, Q2 FY26 growth was impacted largely by external disruptions across key export markets. In Nepal, Prolonged local unrest prevented execution of export orders worth nearly 1 crore rupees. In LATAM, product issues raised against unrelated Indian exporters led to tighter FDA scrutiny for all suppliers, slowing clearances and dispatches. A few MENA markets also faced delays in obtaining required product approvals, shifting shipments to the next quarter. We remain fairly optimistic about outlook of FY26 for the base business. On SPL Infusion Private Limited venture, all the regulatory approvals are in place. We have started the commercial batches, and we should start booking revenue in Q3 FY26. That is the quarter ending December. On the Prague joint venture, the operations are steadily picking up pace. The interest shown by prospective customers is quite encouraging. We are further participating in trade shows to improve the momentum for revenue. So broadly, FY26 should end with all three business verticals contributing respectively in numbers. With this, I will hand over to our CFO, Mr. Pritesh Jain, for commentary on financials.
Thank you, Srivardhan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all. Let me share the updates on the financial performance of the company for Q2 FY26. The company reported a revenue of 15.5 crores and a decline of 14.5% year-on-year basis. The decline was on account of largely by external disruptions across the key export markets. In LATAM, product issues raised against unrelated Indian exporters led to a tighter FDA scrutiny for all suppliers, slowing the clearances and the dispatches. The EBITDA was at 2.4 crores, a decline of 25.6% year-on-year. The EBITDA margin was at 15.5% versus 17.9% in Q2 FY25. The year-on-year contraction in EBITDA margin was due to lower margins during the quarter. Profit after tax was at 1.6 crores for quarter versus 2.3 crores, a year-on-year decline of 28.5%. This is broadly reflecting the EBITDA decline. Let me provide the segment-wise performance for Q2 FY26. Injectable revenues grew 2.4% year-on-year to 9.3 crores. Oral revenues declined by 35.4% to 4.9 crores. Nutraceutical revenues stood at 1.2 crores in Q2 FY26. On market-wise performance, exports constituted 81.6% of the total revenue. The core markets of CIS, Middle East, and Africa, Latin America accounted for 81.6% to 12.6 crores. During the H1, we did a capex of 1.04 crores. The net debt position as on September was at 6.7 crores. With this, we can now open the floor for the question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on a touch-tone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question comes from the line of Kush Tandon with Ananta Capital. Please go ahead.
Sir, thank you for taking my question. Couple of questions, sir. I think the first question will be, sir, will you be able to quantify the loss in revenue this quarter because of these externalities in absolute numbers?
Yes. Hi, Kush. It is difficult to quantify the numbers exactly, but the two markets that regarding Nepal, I mentioned that orders worth 1 crore were held back due to the local unrest. And in South America, we have actually held back some shipments because there were some scrutinies on the distributors who are present in those markets. So in case we shipped out and they were facing any regulatory issue in those markets, they would have not been able to clear our product from the customs, and this would have become a bigger issue in terms of inventory. So we have decided to scale back on that front.
Okay. So going ahead, for this year, next year, we can understand one quarter here and there, business can go a little slow. But, any guidance or any, bookings from Q2 you are expecting in Q3 and Q4 going ahead? Can you give some guidance on this year? How is this year looking like ultimately?
Yeah. Hi, Kush. This first half was 2-3 issues were there, which Srivardhan has told you already. And
Yes.
going forward to the guidelines for Q3 and Q4, it is on the track. And we are going to achieve what we are going to do. As you have seen in most of the pharma companies across India, many companies have to hold back the shipments due to regulatory tightness in various countries as well as in Indian subcontinent. And this was the major issue where the stocks were in hold back. And even we've seen our inventory levels were around 6 crore plus, which we could not export because of this reason. Generally, when you export the consignment to those countries and if they are not clear, so neither the country takes the responsibility and bringing back it is just a waste of the stock and it goes in the drain. So we holded the stock here very clearly and our order books are good and we are doing good in this next 2 quarters. And moreover, I would like to add one more thing that antibiotics, which were a major contribution to most of the companies and our company also, it was contributing around 10 to 12%. Those markets are depleting because of the resistance level in the world over population. So our focus and our product portfolio covers this entire gamut and we will be seeing our targets achieved by the FY26 end.
Okay. Sir, any specific growth guidance, 20%, 15%, if we can achieve, or you would refrain from doing that as of now?
No, we will be doing, we have told you 10% we will be there because this quarter we took a little dip here and going forward, if you see the sales growth and it will be 10% from the last year's growth, minimum.
Okay. And sir, what about the Pune venture? That will also add to our revenue.
Yeah.
Sir, when will commercial booking start, sir?
No, commercial production has already started. The billing will start from this weekend, and we have a very good, healthy order book in place.
Okay.
This will be the Q3 and Q4. Q3 will have less volume, and Q4 will have a substantially good one.
Okay. And sir, this plant can contribute what kind of revenue if we have a full year of operation?
If full year operation, we can 90 to 110 we can do.
Okay, sir. And the margin profile will be similar, sir, for this plant also?
Yeah, similar. It will be better also.
Okay. And sir, when do we expect to hit optimal capacity utilization in this plant, sir? Will it take a couple of years or when can we hit 100 crores, sir?
By say in the second quarter of FY27.
Okay, understood. So Q2 FY27, we are looking like a 20 to 25 crore revenue, quarterly revenue from this plant, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So next year, sir, then what we are saying is that maybe 70 crore can be contribution from this plant alone in the full year FY27, sir?
Yes.
If we start from Q2, let's say 20, 25, so maybe 70, 80 crore revenue can come from this plant itself, sir, next year.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, are we seeing initial order books and how does the business work? Where are we selling? What is the order book, etc., sir? Can you throw us some light on this plant, sir?
See, this plant is a strategic location in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there are no IV plants currently working. And we have order books are from the semi-government and government institutions directly because we are a part of PSU with Hindustan Antibiotics Limited. Some orders are with the Hindustan Antibiotics Limited and certain are in the open market and few are export to 3-4 country geographies where we are present for last more than 10 to 15 years.
Okay. And so will you be able to quantify the order book currently that you are having for this plant?
See, if quantify is, I cannot comment right now on this and this can be disclosed in the.
Okay. And sir, next year base business can grow, sir, 15-20%. So this year it is impacted, so you are planning to grow around maybe 6-7%, and then some revenue from the Pune plant. But next year, sir, the base business itself can grow, sir, 15-20% in your view?
Yes.
Okay. So, sir, we are looking like a 150 odd crore revenue next year, sir.
Exactly. Perfect.
Okay, sir. And so the Pune margin, Pune plant margin can be little higher, sir, in terms of EBITDA?
It may improve. Yeah, it may improve.
Okay.
We are on that path only to
Okay. So should we just conclude that this quarter and this H1 was a little aberration in our growth objectives, and probably going ahead, sir, with this new plant being operational and recovery in the base business, we'll be back on our growth path?
perfect. Yes.
Okay, fair enough, sir. I think this is very helpful. Thank you for your time. All the best, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes to the line of Santosh from Financial Finance. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. I have a question regarding the Prague venture. Is there any revenue that we started booking from the Prague venture? If so, how much we would have booked last quarter?
Yes. So in Alivia Healthcare, we have already started booking revenues. Small orders have been executed and some more are in process. So as we had informed earlier, the method of processing orders through that plant is a little longer in terms of time consuming. Since the product actually goes from India, then it gets packed there and then it gets sold further. So there is a lot of order which is in process right now, which is expected to be completed by the month of Feb. So when we report the full year numbers, we should have healthy numbers reflecting in our books as well.
Thank you. That sounds great. And in the past, we talked about PPP model, similar to the SPL model. We were having few discussions in having a PPP model with other government organizations. Is there any progress on that, or it still take some time?
Yeah, this new PPP model is we are front runner in many of the government organizations and many ventures in India, and that's around the line. And very soon we may tie up with one or two like similar venture, which will be disclosed to the stakeholders and the Q2 call.
Sure. Thank you. That's all from my side. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from the line of Neeraj, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, you can hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Hello, Ashwinji. Hello, Shivardhan. Just, Ashwinji, in one of your previous comments, you mentioned that, some points around antibiotic resistance and how it is, impacting your business. So can you elaborate a bit more on that, please?
Yeah, see, and you must be seeing the growth of the antibiotic market overall in India. If you are reading the IMS data, last 3-4 years after the COVID pandemic and the infections, the antibiotic sales have growth is down by 8 to 10% in most of the cases, barring one or two like antibacterial and antimicrolides. And rest world over also, it is going down. You must be seeing cephalosporin, carbapenem and antibacterials are still there, small, but macrolides and everything are getting down.
And what's the reason for this? And how do you see this, by when do you expect this to recover maybe?
No, see, our contribution to the antibiotic segment is hardly 7 to 8% only. So it doesn't much bother and affect to our company. But the companies who are having more than 30-35% dependence on antibiotic will have an effect on this.
Understood. Understood. And sir, on our HAL joint venture, if I understood correctly, maybe from December quarter, its contribution will start coming in. So during the initial quarters, do you expect some kind of a negative impact on the bottom line because the capacity might not be fully utilized, or we expect from the December quarter itself to start contributing in a positive way on the bottom line?
No, see, if you see the quarter-wise, December quarter won't affect. It may be flat also, maybe some gain. Because the product mix which we are going to manufacturing and marketing are having a positive substance on the products. So those numbers will be healthy. So you will have a good, and Q4 will be much, much better.
Understood. Thank you so much, sir. Those were my only questions. All the best to you and the team.
Thank you. Next question comes to the line of Rohit Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So you mentioned that certain shipments were held from your side in Q2. So is that demand deferred to Q3 in particular? I'm saying about, say, October and November till now. And are we seeing order inflows up till now?
See, you want to know the reason why it is withheld, or what you want to know?
No. So what you held back, have you already shipped? Or are we shipping them till now? That is at least till the date.
Yeah. This already gone, and it is on the way.
So, if that is on, you just mentioned that Q3 can be flat, or then in that case, Q3.
This is the operator. Sorry for interfering. Your voice is breaking. Can you come in the range?
So what I'm saying is,
Mr. Jain, we cannot hear you. Can you just fall back in the queue? And rejoin the queue, please. Yeah, thank you. Next question comes to the line of Karan Sharma, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Your voice is stretching. Can you just come in the range and talk?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, now you are. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I just want to understand, can you provide further details of Latin America regulatory challenges and what impact will it have in the next few quarters in top line and on the cost side?
Sorry, we could not hear the full question.
So
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So my first question is, can you further provide further details on Latin America?
You're not audible.
Challenges? Hello.
Yeah, your voice is dropping in the middle. We cannot hear the first part of your question.
Hello. Is it audible now?
No, Mr. Sharma, your voice is stretching.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. Can you provide details on Latin America regulatory challenges and what impact will it have in the next few quarters in the top line and on the costs?
Since you have asked a very valid and very good question here, Latin American market and the regulators are very tight on the Indian manufacturers, and in the recent last 4 to 5 months, there are many companies who were inspected and re-inspected. So they found some discrepancies and they alerted to the Indian government about those issues. And based on that, the distributors who are dealing with those companies and were doing this thing, so they are on hold for further distribution of these goods. That was the reason we had stopped to the supply of those distributions. Our plant has been inspected by the regulators 3 to 4 times till today. So we stand a very good chance and we're qualifying for all their audits and parameters. So things are going to be tightened day after day and year after year. As you must be aware that the revised Schedule M guideline, which was to end on December 25, has been extended only for 2 months. So most of the companies are fighting it out to survive for those survival in the revised Schedule M guideline for the Indian government. So our company is on the track and we do continuous upgradation in our facilities and capex and training of the people, and we face the audits very frequently. So we are on the right track, and we are very cautious about these quality compositions in the company. And for last 10 years, we have not a single failure or a single market complaints in the world.
Okay. Thanks. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Akash Balla, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So my first question is, in the last few con calls you mentioned that the IV product prices might increase. There was some Government of India proposals. So have they been increased?
Yes, the prices have been revised.
Okay. And also you were mentioning that in future you plan to, develop some import alternatives in the Pune plant. So are we on track of it, or can we hear some?
Yeah. We are on track of it, and our test licenses and trials are there on those products. So those will be seen in next 2-3 quarters down the line.
Okay. And also, if you can give an update on the Franco-African market. Last time you said it takes a lot of time because of the regulations. Have we done any shipments there, or when can we expect?
So regarding the French Africa region, we have shipped out our samples. They have to first get registered. So 2 countries the samples have been delivered, but there was unrest in Cameroon, as was seen in the 2 weeks before. So due to that, the receipt of samples in the regulatory body has been shut down for temporary reasons. And the same thing happened in Mali also. So in the month of Jan, our samples are to be submitted, and we should be receiving registrations maybe 6 months from that. So then we should begin sales in those regions. However, we are also trying to get some sales with opportunity business in those markets where there are shortage of medicines which are critical to the healthcare system. So we are always on the lookout for same, and we have some RFQs which are open. So hopefully if they convert, then maybe we have revenue from that zone before any registrations even come through.
Okay. Another question was, I think last year, September, company had given a notification that they plan to get listed on NSE. So what is the progress on that part?
See, that will take some time. Maybe we are on the application is there already, and it will take another 2-3 quarters down the line, and then we are there then. Because there's a lot of queue there. There are around 900 companies are waiting there, and scrutiny and paperwork are waiting.
But I think the company needs, do we fulfill all the parameters for NSE listing?
One or 2 parameters were
So there are few parameters we are working on, which we do not qualify as on the date, but for the major of the parameters we are on the line. So that's also the reason where it will take a bit long.
Okay. My last question would be one of the earlier participants asked, on the future, maybe PPP model for IV plants. So, I remember one of the interview of Srivardhan on it, company might plan to raise funds. So, if you can just tell about it, in case something comes up, how the company plans to raise funds for it. Anything?
Yeah. So regarding the future prospect of the PPP models, see, all the models are very unique on their own, right? So it all depends on how much capital is required to execute the project. Suppose something comes which is of an investment of say less than 10 crores, we might fund it through internal accruals or maybe a small loan. But if something requires maybe 30-40 crores, then we might go to the market to raise funds. So it all depends on the opportunity that comes up, and based on that, we will take our action.
Okay. Thank you. That's all from my end.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Karan Sharma, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for the opportunity. So what is your right to win in the export market, and how is Sanjeevani different from its competitors?
Yeah. So, sir, we have a product portfolio of more than 200 products, and we are increasing rapidly. That is point number one. Most companies try to sell what they can manufacture, but we are selling products which are out of our portfolio through outsourced plants as well. Secondly, the lead times, which is a very big pain point for most of the distributors in the foreign markets, as most Indian companies have 60 to 90-day turnaround times. Sanjeevani leads this with 30 to 45 days, with our excellent supply chain management and fast turnaround times at the plant level as well. And thirdly, we are very flexible to the market requirements in terms of the modeling of the pricing and the product design and the way things are required. Most companies, after they grow to a certain size, they become stringent in their offerings, which we have consciously decided not to do, so that we are flexible and the buyers are satisfied with our services.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Once again, a reminder to all the participants that you may press star and one to ask a question. Next question comes from the line of Rohit Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Am I audible this time?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
So on the follow-up question, where you mentioned that those shipments which were held up in the last quarter have been shipped this quarter, and you also mentioned little prior to that Q3 may be modestly higher. But in that case, probably Q3 should be much better, because last year Q3 we had a revenue of almost about 17.5 crores. Now that we held up certain shipments, then can you give a guidance of how Q3 should not necessarily track? My question is.
Q3 will be better, and the shipments which were held back are already dispatched, and the order book is good because there are many companies who are being inspected and hold in the Indian subcontinent, many companies. So we have been flooded with good amount of orders with us. Your voice is cracking, Mr. Jain.
Am I audible this time a little better? I'm in the same range. One follow-up question.
No.
One follow-up question, in particular in LATAM. Can you explain the risk what we have, and what are the regulatory risks? What are the total types of risks what we face as a company in the LATAM market? And all those risks, and what are the strategies we are applying to mitigate those risks?
See, LATAM is a very stringent market, and it is governed by the Western Union and the US regulators. And these markets are very stringent in quality, parameters, packaging, and stability of the products. We are in this market for the last more than 15 years. And as I told earlier also, that we have been inspected more than 3 times. So we stand a good chance, and we understand our people, our team. They understand the regulatory requirement of those countries and those markets and their government MOH, Ministry of Health questionnaire, they are very well versed with. And then we are able to sustain, and we are there in the market. Like tender business earlier had there is no tender business in India. Now, this tender business in India is getting reduced. You saw this thing. But we are in open market as well as tender business, both of them.
Okay. Thank you.
Also, sir, I'd like to add some more things to this. As you rightly said, we earlier were focused on single geographies, but now we have diversified our presence into multiple continents. That reduces our geographic risk. Then we were earlier focused very much into injectables only, but now we have diversified into more dosage forms. And even with injectables, we are also working with few other partners in India. So in case there is any regulatory risk which happens to any one manufacturing plant, we should not lose out on revenue, and we have multiple redundancies created. Then we had earlier very high dependence on antibiotics. We have now diversified our therapeutic offerings also. So that is also, and plus antibiotic has a lot of volatility when it comes to the pricing. So we are now away from that. And so these are all the ways we are mitigating the risks that are there to our businesses in most countries.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, so these are the risks which your businesses face in all geographies, is what you mentioned, right? And this is how you're mitigating.
Correct.
Okay. So the other divisions, which is the injectables, the HAL plant, on the Alivia, are there some risks what you face there, and how are you mitigating them?
So the business is pretty much similar when it comes to pharmaceuticals. So the SPL infusion is pretty much similar to what we experience in Sanjivani. So the same principle will be applied, where we will be diversifying our product portfolio, our customer profile. However, when it comes to SPL infusion, the offering is going to be limited as we are operating one factory. But the inherent nature of IV fluid is that it is always in requirement and in shortage, as I have always mentioned in my earlier calls as well. So that way we are taking care of the risk over there. And with respect to Alivia, the nutraceutical segment is to begin with less regulated. So we have much better chances and much lower risk when it comes to regulatory risk. And on the geography front, again, we are also focusing on expanding into the GCC region, the CIS region, European markets, Latin American markets, a few higher paying African markets like South Africa. So multiple countries are being used so that we do not depend on one single source of revenue, so that something happens and we may face a problem.
Thank you so much for answering the question.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Once again, a reminder to all the participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. We have a question that is from the line of Rohit Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Sir, one last clarification. You mentioned about Alivia Healthcare, that the business cycle is longer and the overall gestation in terms of how shipments go from India and then to the European unit. But can you explain a little bit more in detail of how this will transpire towards the end of the year? What do we see coming in from Alivia, at least in FY26 and in 27, even if it is from the bottom line?
Sir, yes, definitely the sales turnaround cycle is longer, but we have also taken some steps to maintain flexibility on that front as well. In fact, recently during my visit to the CPHI of Europe, I have discussed with a few vendors who are supplying products in the European market as well. And in case our end buyer is able to offer that premium pricing, we can close the deal from the European suppliers as well. So that will definitely reduce the timelines. So we are flexible on that front. It all depends on what the buyer wants and how we cater to that. Coming to the numbers aspect, we still expect the numbers that we had given earlier, And from a only bottom line perspective, we expect around 1 to 1.5 crore of contribution to our bottom line. That is only our share of the venture for FY26.
Sure. And similarly for FY27, only a ballpark is okay.
It's honestly too early to say that, but a very healthy growth, definitely. A minimum of growth of 100% from this number. So minimum of 3 to 3.5 crore we should achieve in FY27. It could go way up north as well.
Sure, sir. Yeah, because the base is lesser, and then the growth can be better from at least FY26 to 27 onwards. I get that, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. We have the next question that's from the line of Akash Balla, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for the opportunity again. I just had a question regarding the employee expenses. So I was observing the last 3 years, they have been going up, and I think it was due to the Pune plant, but they have stabilized over the last 3 quarters. So I just wanted to ask, is it due to automation or when they have stabilized, right? So usually it hampers growth. So if you can comment on that.
Sorry, could you come again? Was this question regarding CapEx?
Not CapEx, the employee expenses. So since last year they have been going up, and the reason is the IV plant. But last 2 quarters, I think they have stabilized. So, is it due to our company doing some automation or not hiring new people? What could be the reason attributed to it?
Yeah, see, you have seen the employee costs getting down. We have done certain modernization in our facilities, and with the help of AI, we have quantified and everything is in the modernization going on in a very high speed in the plant. So this thing you will be seeing in the future also, and we are very cost effective company to face the challenges in the market.
Okay. And another question, it was related to the shareholding. So there is a family, I think, some Suresh Chan, I think they own around 15% in your company, right? I think I was going through the shareholding pattern, and they have the company Sun Capital Advisory, so that's a substantial stake, and I think he owns another company, Alan Scott, which also operates out of Pune. So does our company have any tie-up or because it's a big percentage, right? 15%. So what role they have to play in our company, or they are normal shareholders? If you can please throw some clarity on that.
See, Mr. SP Jain and his holdings are there perennially from the day one in the company for more than 15 to 17 years. If you see the shareholding pattern, it is going way beyond. And we have no commercial or no tie-up with him for any of the business ventures of Alan Scott or Sanjivani.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as there are no further questions, we have reached the end of question and answer session. I would now like to hand the conference over to the management for closing comments.
Thank you all for joining us today. We really appreciate your trust and support and continued confidence in us. We look forward to delivering on the numbers, and we look forward to speaking again in the next earnings call with you. That's it. We conclude today's earnings call. Thank you so much.
Thank you. On behalf of Sanjivani Paranteral Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.